Hey folks, here Rachana Ranade here, and I welcome you all to our Thursday live stream. Extremely sorry for the delay. Originally had scheduled at 9:30. Anyways, it was a little bit late as compared to our other Thursday live streams. What's wrong with my head? Whatever little is remaining. Okay, now better. Okay, so I was invited to attend an amazing program, a music show. I am really fond of music. Everyone knows that, I guess. And wow, the singers sang so well. I mean, I was not in a mood to get up until and unless the program was over. So I requested Pooja to shift the live stream from 9:30 to 9:45. So just a small delay in starting 2 to 3 minutes late as compared to 9:45 as well. But I enjoyed the music. I'm fresh now. I think everyone should have one thing other than your core profession, which actually recharges you. It could be anything else. I mean, for some, it could be just going out for a walk, a jog, maybe trekking. For some, it could be music. It could be some sport. But for me, surely it is music as number one priority to recharge myself. Absolutely recharged up right now. What did not see a recharge, what did not see a boost was the market today. Oh, by the way, before I talk about the market, a big shout out to my son Meg. When I told him that I'm late because he saw me right now after almost 12 hours easily, and he wanted to tell so much about school, and I said, Meg, I'm already late. I'm just going to quickly wash my hands, wash my feet. I came from outside, and I'm going to start the live stream right away. When I went to wash my hands and feet, till then he started the PC. He said when I came out, he said, I have started the PC. I have switched on Trading View. I have switched on Screener. I have switched on your streaming, streaming StreamYard software. And I was so happy that he knows all these websites that I need for the live stream. So I was so happy to hear that from Meg. So I just thought of sharing this with you. Anyways. Chalo. So with that, let us start with the GST reforms that were discussed by Nirmala Sitharaman ma'am yesterday. And again, I mean, kudos to the entire department, to the GST council members. Big shout out to them as well. I think, to the best of my knowledge, whatever at least I have seen, I've never seen press conferences regarding GST council meetings at 10 at night, post 10 in fact. And I was really happy to see the enthusiasm. In fact, Nirmala ma'am, when she came live yesterday, she first said that it has been a tiring day. We all were in the meeting for 10 hours. And after that, we are discussing this with the press. And she gave a big thank you to all the GST council members who were there for all these meetings. She also thanked the people who were representing the states, because ultimately any change can't go ahead unless and until it is given as a thumbs up from the center as well as the states. And if the states had delayed this decision, it could have been not so good. So it was so important that the states also give full-hearted support to this entire decision, and so happy to see that. On 15th of August, Narendraji Modi had mentioned about giving some Diwali bonanza by reducing the GST rates. By the way, how many of you did see today's video? I did release a video today. How many of you have seen that? If you can just give me a quick yes or no. I'm waiting to see your answers in the comment section. Okay. Yes, me. Pooja, I can still see some no's in between a lot of yeses. But Pooja, if you can just share the link of he says, very informative video. Amit says, not seen, had a busy day. Same here, I had a really busy day. Okay. But yes, yes, Pooja has already sent the link right here. So requesting everyone, Pooja will also share the link in the pinned comment and in the description box so that everyone can see it easily. So what we are going to do is we are going to understand what Samir is saying. I haven't seen it, but I will watch it after the live stream. Yes, Samir, please, because I'm sure you will get to know about a lot of things. See, what happens is that people understand about few points, they don't read in detail, they don't read it completely, and then people comment on few points. So just to give you a quick example, right? Yesterday, a point was covered about ultra high temperature milk, right? Now, the moment ultra high temperature milk was mentioned, she said that it will be exempted now, 0% basically. Now, when this was announced, I immediately got some messages, right, which said that only UHT milk. What about other dairy milk? Dairy milk is not कुछ स्वाद है वो वाला dairy milk नहीं, normal dairy वाला milk. Okay. So that milk is, what about that? What about GST on that? So of course that has been already in the exempt category. So normal milk that we can get from our doodh wala bhaiya, that is already exempt. So no need for that to be covered yet again. But ultra high temperature milk, which basically, to what I read, I did Google searches and ChatGPT, thank you for that. But I got to know that the UHT milk basically can be stored for a longer time because the bacteria is killed, so that overall the shelf life of that milk increases. But be it whatever sort of milk, they have given it as they have mentioned it in the exempt category. If I'm talking about plant-based milk, soya milk used to attract 12% GST. Now it is under 5% GST. Other plant-based milks, other than soya drinks, something like almond milk, oat milk, almond milk, almond milk, coconut milk, that used to be in the 18% category, if I'm not mistaken, and that has now come down to again 5%. So we need to understand few points. Even some people got confused when it was talked about. There was a discussion about paneer, that pre-packaged paneer, labeled paneer, that will go into the exempt category. Again, people were like, what if we buy paneer in loose? Like whenever we go to a normal dairy shop, we can buy paneer in loose quantities, right? What about that? Of course, that was already exempt. So I mean, no problem for that. Now, these are the nitty-gritties. If you just search it, there are almost 70 plus FAQs, some 74, 73, 75 FAQs, which have been released by the GST Council. So very, very important that you know all the finer details before we conclude about something. So I'll tell you when I got to know that insurance, just understand the nitty-gritties. Okay, when I got to know insurance is exempt, 0%. But when we read the fine print, or when we read the FAQs, we can understand finer details, right? It is given that you will not get GST credit if we are talking about insurance. Now, please understand the impact, because see why I took this live stream in spite of releasing the video, because when I release a video, there is a time limit. I can't just go on and on and on. I wanted to explain the concept of GST credit just in case people don't know about it, right? Now, what was mentioned is that if we are talking about insurance companies, all life insurances. Now, which life insurance? It could be term insurance, it could be endowment, it could be ULIP, all sort of life insurances, individual life insurance or individual health insurance. These will go into 0%. So no GST on premium. Now, ideally, what should happen? Ideally, your GST premium should come down directly by 18%. So assume that you are paying premium of 1,000 rupees plus 18% GST, 1180. Now, ideally, it could have gone down to directly 1,000. Will that happen? I don't think so. Why? Now, insurance companies have been told that because you are going to fall under the 0% category, you will not be allowed input tax credit. Now, what is that? Now, assume that I'm an insurance company. Okay, I collect in total in a whole financial year, just for simplicity of calculation. Okay, in the whole financial year, assume I collect 10,000 rupees as GST. I know it's a very small amount, but just to give a simple example, assume I collect 10,000 rupees of GST. Is that my income? Answer is no. I collect it on behalf of the government and I have to pay that to the government. Simple deal here. Okay. But what do I say? I tell the government that though I have collected 1,000 rupees of GST, even I have paid GST to someone. For example, I have paid GST on rent. I have paid GST to insurance consultants from whom I took some consultation before I drafted a final insurance policy. I have paid XYZ amount, let us say in total in the whole financial year, I have paid 400 rupees of GST for availing different services. Okay. So ideally, what should be my GST liability? It should be 1,000 rupees that I've collected from the clients. Okay. 400 rupees that I've paid to different people for availing different services. And this 400 is called as input tax credit. Important. 400 rupees GST which I've paid to different people for availing different services is called as what? Input tax credit. So how much is my net liability? Net liability is 1,000 rupees collected minus 400 input tax credit. My final liability will be only 600. Is this clear? Just give me a quick yes or no so that I can go ahead. Because I had not discussed this input tax credit in absolute detail in today's video because, of course, of the time limit. If you have, I'm getting a lot of yeses. Understood. Kya baat hai? Very good. Now moving ahead. Now you only tell me. See, I'm an insurance company. I am not collecting any GST. Agreed. 1,000 rupees is the premium that I've collected, but I've not collected any premium. Okay. But I have paid GST to different people from whom I have availed the service. So ideally, I will not pass on the whole benefit. 18% GST benefit is what I had got. From 18%, as an insurance company, I'm going down to 0%. Of course, I was collecting it from the people, but still I had to pay that after availing the input tax credit. But now there is a great possibility that premiums will not reduce by actually 18%. The insurance companies will check as to how much they have to pay as GST to the vendors, and they'll come to an adjusted rate. Basically, what I have a gut feel is they will increase the insurance premium to some extent, and then they'll say that okay, 0% GST. In short, please understand the last sentence is very important. Ideally, the insurance for people like you and me, insurance cost should have come down by 18% because GST has gone down from 18% to 0. Okay, Delia? I'm now summing this entire sentence. Okay, very important point. Ideally, for me as a common person, entire outflow for insurance premium should have been from 18 to 0. Okay, I'm ignoring the premium amount right now, only GST amount, 18 to 0. But that is not going to happen ideally. I feel that the premium amounts will itself go up to some extent because they also have to adjust for the input tax credit. And that is the reason why my entire insurance outflow may not come down by 18. It will come down by lower than that. Okay, maybe 6-7%. Premiums may increase, and ultimately it will be somewhere around whatever 10-12%. This is just this number is just an example, but entire amount will not be passed on to the customer is what I understand, right? Okay, Mehul again has asked a very important question. Ma'am, in which sectors will company pass this benefit to customers? They have to pass it. GST will ensure, GST Council will ensure through different mechanisms, I'm saying, that whatever benefit is passed on by the government to the companies, it is passed on to the customers as well. Okay, but in some cases where their effective rate is going to increase, their effective cost is going to increase. That is the reason why I gave the example of insurance in absolute detail. In such cases, entire benefit will not be passed on to people like you and me, because insurance companies ideally will not take a hit on their P&L and still pass on the benefit. Okay, so I feel this is a little bit naram garam. Has a lot been done? See, I am not saying that this is just a show business. They have given a lot of benefits. No second thoughts on that. I mean, bringing down bringing down GST on daily items, fantastic move. Be it dairy, be it something like biscuits, be it something like fruit drinks also, all these points, right? In general, I feel whatever is the daily expense, I feel that we should be able to see some difference in our outflow for essentials. They've done a fantastic job. I feel FMCG sector is one of the sectors which will see a good impact of this GST rate cut, because in this one I have not seen cases where input tax credit is going to be disallowed or anything like that. So I feel that overall FMCG is one place for people like you and me. Daily essentials ideally should come down. Okay, and as far as other little bit luxurious items are concerned, something like luxurious cars, be it televisions, bigger size televisions, they are also going to come down. But all in all, market, unfortunately, has not given a big thumbs up to this entire GST revamp, or what can we say, 2.0 or whatever. Has government tried its level best? Yes, they have. Are they going to take a dent in their revenues? Yes, they are going to do that. But still, in yesterday's press, he said, please don't consider it as a revenue dent. We want to boost the economy. We want to boost the consumption. If consumption is boosted, if demand is boosted, we'll be more than happy. And ultimately, GST collections should go up in that case, right? So I believe that overall, maybe for a quarter or 6 months or whatever, we may see GST collections drop a bit. But ultimately, over a period of 1 year only, I feel that somewhere we should be able to see the boost in GST collections back to previous levels, is what I feel. But of course, time will tell. These are just assumptions. These are just expectations, is what I can say. But coming back to how market reacted, just didn't like it. Have a look at this. Want to share the full screen for Nifty. Look at this. What a candle. I mean, today intraday, of course, it was a Sensex expiry now. Earlier, it would have been a Nifty expiry. Now it's a Sensex expiry. 250 points gone intraday, almost 1% down. So, and the worst part, if you can see, open is 24,980.75, and high, you can see here, I'm moving the cursor, you can see the box, that's what I'm referring to. Open 24,980.75, high is 24,980.75. Exactly the same. Open equal to high candle is never an encouraging candle. So I was a little bit unhappy. Market has not given a very, very warm reaction to this. We saw immediate profit booking, and seems that still our downturn or downtrend is not yet over. You can see here, still we are clearly in a downtrend. High, low, lower high, lower low, lower high. What's wrong with my cursor? Lower low, a lower high, a similar low, or a slight higher low. And I thought that, are we now preparing ourselves to breach this? I was just hoping that we are able to breach this, but today's candle, oof, shattered my dreams. Now, in fact, I feel that this level, today's close, 24,700, is what I would really want to watch, because this is the candle which is like an event candle. Post today's event, this is the close that we have seen. If this is breached, this risk opens up, 400 points risk opens up. And if this is also breached, oof, we could see that head and shoulder ka height going straight, 800 points down. So I feel really crucial next 3-4 days. How does the market overall react? Really, really important to see what would happen next, right? Would quickly take few questions from anyone. This was just a gist, just a summary of how markets reacted to this whole GST situation. Still a lot of points to be considered, right? By the way, what I'm doing is I'm going to make reels on these small nitty-gritties points, and also YouTube shorts. So just in case, if you have still not subscribed to my Insta channel, do that. And also keep on watching the shorts as well, where I'm going to just give small knowledge pieces about GST in the coming few days, right? What is Hemanji saying? Tomorrow markets may open gap down and may be recovered by 1 p.m. but will be range bound in days to come. Hemanji says range bound. Okay. Most of the items of 12% shifted to 5%, but without input tax credit. Exactly. CA Saab, CA Pushkar Ogle mentioning about the same point. 12% to 5%, fantastic, but without GST. Let's see how things open up. Request you to kindly make a video on nuclear energy opportunities. Absolutely, we'll do that. In fact, also planning to do a video on semiconductor chips as well. Aditya asks, how is this GST reduction move beneficial for the government, and will it not reduce government revenue? Of course, it will reduce government revenue in the shorter term because, I mean, it is estimated to be a dent of around 48,000 crore rupees. But please understand, see, when we see that the GST rates are slashed, I as a consumer, I may buy certain products which otherwise I would have not bought, considering that are महंगा है. But now if I feel that it is getting lowered by 10% or maybe more than that, maybe my demand can go up. So basically what our government is trying to do is they are focusing on the consumption theme. For those who have been watching my economics related videos as well, consumption forms almost 60%, 60% of our GDP. For those again who know basics of economics, our GDP is nothing but something like C plus I plus G plus X minus M, right? Consumption plus investments plus government spending plus exports minus imports. Out of all these four elements, major 60% is nothing but consumption. Now, if that is boosted, can the GDP of our country increase? Yes. Now, for that, do we have a huge population, a working population, young population? Yes, but ideally the disposable income should increase in the hands of people so that the consumption goes up. Now, how can disposable income increase? For that, they have given in the new tax regime 12 lakhs exemption. And what they are doing right now by cutting GST rates, ideally that is a move towards boosting consumption. I hope your answer is clear, Aditya. With more and more people consuming more and more products, again, GST collection will go on a rise. Okay, so that is the logic that in the longer term, the GST collection may in fact go up. Thank you for the super sticker, Himanji. Why is market ignoring all these good news? Exactly, that's what I'm telling you. I think all these smaller points were taken, especially the input tax credit, was not taken well by the market. Plus, FIIs are still on a rise of selling. Whatever we say, still the tariff point still remains as a hanging sword. FII is still not in a mood to buy. That is the reason why market is actually, and I think that is a classic example of sell on rise market. Nitin, you said this, sell on rise market. Classic examples of this. See, whenever any news is cheered by the market, that is called as a buy on dip market. So market goes up on such news, goes up, continues the rally, maybe a small pullback, that will be like a buy on dip. But whenever even if good news is ignored by the market, that's a weak market, that's a sell on rise market. So was not really happy to see how markets perform today, but many people, especially when I read that input tax credit thing, I was also a little bit, maybe market may not really, give a big thumbs up. Okay, what is Prashant saying? For insurance companies, ITC is very less, maybe rent, software services, housekeeping, but premiums collected are huge. I feel insurance cost for consumers should come down by 10 to 12%. Absolutely, that's what I said, right? 5 to 7% is somewhere I feel that benefit may not be passed on to us. So out of 18, entire 18 should have been passed on to us, right? But somewhere 5 to 7%, there will be a drawdown, and somewhere around, so 5 to 7% is basic. That's what I said, right? Roughly 11 to 13%. You are saying 10 to 12%. Fair enough. Do you expect that if companies don't pass the benefit to all and government risk of tax reduction might put some risk in future? Generally, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen that no benefit is passed on. A little bit margins companies will keep, is what I understand, but they can't do in such a fashion that they will not pass on the benefit at all. That's not done. Absolutely, you are right, Pushkar. That's why I said, right, insurance is the GST is exempt only for individual insurances, be it term or health. I mean, be it life insurance or health insurance. In life insurance, be it term insurance, whole life, endowment, ULIP, whatever. But for individuals, not for corporates. Any other questions? Just checking a few more questions. Oh, by the way, till then, quick shout out to all the new members: Hemant, Dipesh, Nivedita, Arvindam, Dheeraj, Aditya, Sai, through a big welcome to Pro Investor memberships. By the way, tomorrow our stock of the month is releasing. So anyone who is a Pro Investor member, please check out tomorrow the stock of the month video. Anyone whose Pro Investor membership has maybe expired, please renew it. Tomorrow only you'll get to see the latest video of our stock of the month. Okay. everyone is just waiting. No signs of them coming back as of now. Can GST reduction counter Trump tariff? No, I don't think so. I mean, these are two totally different things, right? Trump tariffs, see, basically, because of Trump tariffs, our X minus M, see, right now I told you C plus I plus G plus X minus M. Trump tariff is going to impact that X minus M. Okay. If we want to counter that, we should find different markets to sell our exports. So that is why the BRICS, why say BRICS? The latest meetings, China, Japan, even Russia, of course. The meetings that we also happening over the past weekend, those are important because we have to find newer markets, and I'm sure our exporters will find some way out. Like we always say for Chinese people, right? If they are levied a huge tax by USA, what do? China would sell to some other country. Some sort of value addition will be done there, and ultimately that country will sell to USA at a lower rate. Exactly same thing we are going to do. But I was awestruck at what Trump was saying in the last week. I think last 3-4 days ago, he was saying India has dumped products into our country, and India has not played fair at all. They have been dumping and they have charged a lot of duty for our exports. Okay, hello. Can we force them to buy our products? We can't. They want to ensure, the Americans want to ensure that they get the products at a cheaper cost. They know that in India, the cost of production is going to be low because the labor is cheap in India. That is the reason why, to increase their profits, to increase American companies' profits, they have outsourced work to us. After the work has been outsourced, we make the products and we sell it to them. And they are ready to buy because they get it at a lower cost. And how on earth can he say that India has been dumping products into our country? They have given us the orders, they have demanded for our products. And he's saying that you have been dumping? Ye bhi kuch baat ho gayi? So this, I just don't understand how can he say such things with uber confidence. But he says that he's different. Anyways. Okay. What does Arvinda say? Sudden reduction GST may have been seen as weakness as government fearing tariff, probably. Absolutely, market has seen the head. The neckline is yet to be breached. I'll just share my screen once again because I can see at least 4 or 5 points about the head and shoulder pattern. Well, this is the head and shoulder. I think last live stream also I had discussed about this. Yeah, that's the head and shoulder pattern for you. This is the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. And this is yet to be breached. That is the reason why I said, right, 24,300 is an extremely important level. Till this is breached, I don't see any problem coming up. Any other questions? Let me just see. Okay, 1 minute. Sorry. What's wrong? Okay. Yes, 1 second. Quick, important point. Har Ghar Investor happening on the 14th of September at 11:30 a.m. Very important points that I'm going to discuss. Well, this is going to be a session where I'm going to discuss AI in Marathi. How can you use artificial intelligence, some key characteristics or some key features, I must say, some amazing features of AI. I'm going to discuss in this Har Ghar Investor event and in Marathi. I'm going to talk about my Nifty target. I'm going to talk about mutual fund stocks, which could be a better choice for long-term investment. We're going to talk about how to plan for your retirement. So many points. And anyone who has already attended my Har Ghar Investor event, they can vouch for this, that it's a fun event. We play games in the first half. It's like Kaun Banega Crorepati audience poll in the first half. Second half, it's about market. A lot of selfies, a lot of personal interactions as well. So anyone who is in Nagar, Ahilya Nagar, please don't forget to book your tickets. Anyone who is in Pune or Aurangabad, Ahilanagar is a sweet spot. It's barely 2 kilometers drive, either from Pune or from Aurangabad. So book your seats. It's going to be a fun event, Marathi event. So don't forget to book your seats right away, right? I'd also promised one more thing, that I will be discussing about one more webinar, and I have finalized the date. The webinar is going to happen on the 21st of September. It's going to be in English, and it's going to be on how to use AI for doing fundamental analysis. Okay, we will be having a separate, a course kind of. I mean, you can do the booking on my website rachanaranade.com. It's not yet live, but we have finalized the date. It's going to be on 21st of September. Anyone who is interested, you can just drop a WhatsApp message on 9022196678. Because the seats are going to be limited, I have a bandwidth of only 500 people for the webinar. So anyone who is interested to know on how to use AI for fundamental analysis, that's just the WhatsApp number you need to know. Just drop a WhatsApp message, and the moment we make it live, we will let you know. So because 500 seats only, so anyone who is interested, please drop a message, right? It's a webinar. It's not a live. I mean, it's live but not face to face. Okay. Har Ghar Investor Hyderabad is planned. We will let you know shortly. Okay. Okay, last one or two questions. Diwali is on from next few months, and people may buy gold. So should we keep an eye on prices, as markets are still not stable and still gold showing resistance? Yeah, I mean, gold is going to be is definitely going to be an important asset class to have in your portfolio. With more and more geopolitical tensions, it's a must have in your portfolio. No second thoughts. Aditya, you can come to Nagar maybe. It's barely 2 hours. Just on the way, you can have nice misal also on Nagar Road. Okay. Mandar is saying, can I buy a Mercedes now? Jale pe namak. Because on Mercedes, I paid around 45 to 50% GST, including cess. Dasa radaila sela pahiजे म्हणजे. Luxury cars like Mercedes fit into the 28% category right now, but believe it or not, the cess on GST is somewhere between 1 to 22%. I mean, additional cess which you have to pay, and the effective rate goes up crazily, almost 45% or whatever. It's a compensation cess. So I've paid almost 45-50% tax on Mercedes. But with this new GST 2.0 changes, the GST will come down to 40% without cess. So still, luxury cars will be a shade cheaper. Oh, GDP authentic data of breakup, you'll find that on Trading Economics. Bas, दमलय सरदवाडीची मिसळ, correct. Can there be more announcement? Rather than announcements, these could be clarifications. Okay, of course, some clarifications may come up if the government feels the need to do so. Thank you, Himanji. All right, I think this is it today. The main point for the live stream was to discuss a little bit more on GST impact. I hope you found a lot of value. And remember, Nifty today's low or today's close is one important level. If that is breached, 24,300 is one more important level. Please keep these levels in your mind, and keep on coming with more and more live streams. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Jai Hind and bye bye.